Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. It was one of those mornings when Hope Valley felt alive again. Not just on screen, but in the hearts of millions who had waited far too long. For months, fans whispered across social media that their beloved show might finally be stirring. Then, like a spark in a quiet prairie, the first clues arrived: tiny glimpses of a set being rebuilt, a familiar soundstage relit, and a few lines from the cast that made every Hardy's heart race. By early 2025, the truth could no longer be contained. The cast of When Calls the Heart had officially returned to work, and the 12th chapter of their story was evolving into something even richer. Season 13 was in motion. Filming resumed quietly at first, tucked away in the rolling hills outside Vancouver, where the small wooden storefronts and dirt roads of Hope Valley stand, like they've been waiting for their people to come home. And that is exactly how it felt like coming home. The crew that had once packed up at the end of season 12 found themselves reopening doors to the Mercantile, the cafe, and the schoolhouse. Dust had gathered, but the spirit never left. Erin Krakow, who plays Elizabeth, was among the first to arrive. She walked the streets early one morning before shooting began, and those who saw her described the moment as emotional. It wasn't just acting for her anymore. It was memory, family, legacy. The new scripts have taken the cast deeper than ever. Season 13 is not just another round of lessons, romances, and community challenges. It's a rebirth. Elizabeth returns from Cape Fullerton after months away with little Jack, who's been learning to live with his new diagnosis. She's changed, stronger, a little more cautious. There's an ache in her voice when she talks about hope and home, because this time those words mean something fragile. Nathan, too, carries the weight of choices made and missed opportunities. When he rides back into town in uniform, there's an almost invisible wall between them. It's not anger, it's the quiet ache of two people who've seen too much and still want to believe in each other. Behind the scenes, the energy on set is electric. Kevin McGarry has been seen laughing between takes, trading lines with Erin, often joking that Nathan's horse gets more screen time than he does. Kevin Smith and Pascal Hutton, the heartbeat of the Coulter family, are back to their old rhythm, bickering, lovingly playing their characters like they never left. Their storyline this season, insiders say, takes them into uncharted emotional territory. There's talk of Lee facing a moral dilemma that threatens his partnership with Rosemary, something that could test their unbreakable bond. Jack Wagner, who has become a symbol of wisdom and faith on the show, is said to have some of his most powerful scenes yet. Bill Avery, the steadfast lawman, faces an unexpected personal challenge, one that may finally make him question whether his life's greatest work has been protecting others or learning to forgive himself. The emotional weight of the season feels more cinematic, more reflective, as if the writers want to remind fans why this show endures year after year. New energy comes not just from the returning cast, but also from the fresh hands guiding the story. A new showrunner stepped in this year, determined to preserve the warmth that defines When Calls the Heart while deepening its emotional truth. This season's scripts reportedly weave together themes of renewal, second chances, and the courage to start over when life takes everything you thought was secure. It's a message that feels timely, not only for the characters, but for viewers who've walked through uncertain years themselves. One of the most touching storylines centers on young Allie, now growing into adulthood. She's at that tender age between wanting freedom and still needing guidance. Her relationship with Nathan will be tested as she questions his choices and struggles to define her own path. The writers have hinted that Allie's voice will echo many young women who are finding themselves for the first time balancing love, independence, and responsibility. And there's more. Fans will see new faces in Hope Valley this year. Characters who arrive quietly but leave deep marks. 1. A school inspector with an unexpected connection to Elizabeth's late husband promises to stir old memories and raise new questions. Another, a traveling doctor with a mysterious past, will bring both healing and tension to the community. The show has always been about connection, and this season's newcomers seem designed to challenge and comfort the people of Hope Valley in equal measure, away from the camera. The cast has shared glimpses of their real-life closeness. During the first weeks of filming, Erin Krakow was seen organizing a small cast dinner where laughter filled the room like it used to in the early seasons. Kevin McGarry reportedly toasted to a new year of love, friendship, and better coffee on set. It's that real chemistry that makes the show's relationships feel authentic. There's a bond between these actors that transcends the screen, and it shows in every frame. This year also carries a layer of personal joy for many of them. Erin Krakow's real-life happiness has been a quiet inspiration for fans. Her steady grace and leadership on set are often praised by her colleagues. She carries the spirit of Elizabeth with her even when the cameras stop rolling. It's composed and full of heart. But when calls the heart is never just about one story. Hope Valley itself feels like a living character. Its hills, its church bells, its laughter echoing through the cafe. This year, the town's sense of togetherness will face its greatest test. Rumors suggest that a regional crisis, perhaps a spreading illness, or a dispute over land and resources, forces everyone to reevaluate what community truly means. The writers want to explore how compassion can survive hardship, how love can endure distance, and how faith keeps people grounded when everything else changes. One insider described the mood of this season as heartfelt realism. The costumes are richer, the lighting softer, the camera movement more intimate. The tone feels cinematic but grounded, giving the impression that every conversation carries history. Even the smallest details, the way Elizabeth holds her son's hand, or how Nathan glances at her across a crowded room, speak volumes. Nothing feels rushed. Every emotional beat breathes. Fans have noticed hints dropped through social media. Small glimpses of set decor suggest that part of the story might take place around the holidays. With the church draped in evergreen and lanterns glowing against the snow, could a Christmas episode be part of the new season? It's possible, though. The team remains silent. If it happens, it would mark a poetic return to form, a reminder that Hope Valley's story has always been tied to the spirit of giving and grace. Elsewhere in the story, the younger generation of Hope Valley begins to find its own voice. Little Jack, now growing into a curious boy, asks questions that stir memories for Elizabeth. Every word he says about his father opens an old wound and a quiet pride. Through him, the show explores legacy and how love transcends time. Production. Insiders say the team has worked hard to ensure authenticity. Sets have been repainted and expanded, allowing for new locations within the world of Hope Valley Park, a nearby farm or a neighboring town. The music, too, has evolved. Early scoring sessions suggest a more orchestral approach, blending piano and strings to mirror the show's deepening emotional tones. It's these touches that remind viewers why, when calls the heart feels timeless, even as it grows. As for the relationships fans hold closest, the delicate thread between Elizabeth and Nathan remains the emotional core. The writers know that every look, every hesitation, every quiet moment between them carries weight. After everything they've endured, the question is no longer whether they love each other. It's whether life will finally let them choose each other without fear. The slow burn continues, but this time with maturity and vulnerability. That could lead to the most heartfelt confession the series has ever given. Meanwhile, Lucas, once the mayor and Elizabeth's suitor, is expected to embark on a personal journey of redemption. His arc this year reportedly explores forgiveness, both seeking it and offering it. The writers seem determined to honor his character by showing that heartbreak doesn't have to end a story. Sometimes it begins a new one. Hope Valley also welcomes back familiar faces whose lives have changed off-screen. Fiona's return remains uncertain but heavily teased. Whether it's a brief visit or a full-time comeback, the mere possibility has sparked excitement. Fiona brought modernity and confidence to the town. Fiona's could shift the dynamics once more. In 2025, the cast and crew have expressed gratitude like never before. They know how rare it is for a show to last this long and still feel fresh. During breaks in filming, they often gather around the cafe set, sipping coffee and reminiscing about the early days when none of them could have imagined they'd still be here, telling stories that touch so many hearts across the world. What makes this year's update feel different is the sense of quiet, strength running beneath it. The actors have matured, the writers have deepened their craft, and the fans have remained unwavering. When Calls the Heart has become more than a show, it's a reflection of resilience. It has endured network shifts, production pauses, and cast changes. Yet the message remains the same. Love always finds a way. There's a powerful symbolism in the fact that production resumed under